Hello everybody, Lady Revan here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Knights of the Old Republic. Let me adjust that a little. So, I know I've been gone for a while, holidays happened, I was visiting family, and there was nowhere quiet to record. I did attempt to record some stuff on Christmas morning. If you're okay with spoilers, you can go look through some of my other videos. I'll leave a link in the description. I did a test run of some restored modules for the game. Areas that were never finished and so never put into the final game and aren't in the restored content because they're just unfinished. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I might actually record a couple episodes since I'm so behind. Doing a time check real quick. Oh, that's loud. That still seems pretty loud. Hi, Sophie. The cat is very upset because I started sitting in her bed where I'm sitting now, and she really likes the spot, apparently, and she's upset that it's going to move. Let's go ahead and load her. Let's play. Okay, so last we left off, we found mission, we've gained access to the Undercity, we're in the village of the outcasts, and we're gonna be looking for mission's Wookiee friend Zalbaar now, as we continue our hunt to rescue Bastila. Let's head on out. Oh, I'm so not looking forward to Raccoons. I don't like Raccoons. They're too much like Raccoons. It's restored content right at the very end, over here by the crash site. You're looking at that, so let's go meander this way first. That's one of the entrances to the sewer right there, but I want to explore this area first. Oh, look, people! Look, Canderous! Canderous, you're back!
Don't move! I'm not afraid to use this blaster if I have to.
Settle down, kid. We've already lost enough men to those damn rat ghouls. The last thing we need now is more casualties from a needless firefight. By the looks of you, I'd say you're down here for the same reason we are. To salvage something from those downed Republic space pods. Let me give you some advice. Forget about it. Do yourself a favor and just head back from where you came.
Well, that's not very encouraging. Are you threatening me?
Mandalorians don't make threats. We make promises. But I'm just trying to give you a friendly warning. This isn't a good place to stand around chatting. The Undercity is crawling with rat ghouls. I've already lost a half a dozen men to those monsters.
Canderous, I heard something. Over there, in the shadows. Sounded like a rat ghoul.
Oh, there they are.
Looks like we've got company. Get those blasters ready, boys.
Let's let them take care of them, and we'll snipe them over here. Mission, do I have you with a melee weapon? I do. Mission. I'm gonna switch to a blaster for this. Blaster rifle. Okay. You get this one. You help one card.
Just die already! Yeah! You asked for this!
Oh, one of his.
Damn. I told Davik this salvage mission was a bad idea. His men aren't trained for this kind of thing, and I can't babysit them all. Okay, boys. We're getting out of here before I lose anyone else. I can't carry all this salvage back by myself. You'd be smart to get out of here as well. Even if you can handle the rat ghouls, I doubt there's anything worth finding anymore.
Not gonna happen. What do you mean by that?
Davik sent me down here with this motley crew to scavenge whatever we could from the Republic escape pods that crashed during the recent battle overhead. But the lower city gangs got here first. Anything worthwhile in those Republic pods is probably in their hands by now. Davik won't like that.
So you're just gonna run back up to the surface like some coward?
Normally, I'd make you regret those words. But I'm not wasting another minute down here. I'm responsible for this whole company, and they won't survive down here much longer. Come on, boys, let's move out!
Is anything... Yeah. Take that one.
Huh?
You take that one. Carth,
Ready?
Take that!
you take that one.
I'm here. I'll show you. You'll pay.
Oh! Yay! They got stuck behind these weird poles. So I have grass turned off. I know I have grass turned off. Those are just weird poles. Okay. So sometimes if you forget to turn off grass, you get this glitch in the Outcast City where there will be like spikes shooting up from the ground. Easiest way to fix it, there's other ways too that are technically more effective, but the easiest way is to just go into your settings and graphic settings and turn off grass. Oh, there's a lot of them. That's a lot of raccoons. I didn't like raccoons.
Yeah?
Come on, Carth. Don't say
You'll never get me. What?
Down you go!
Oh! Take that! Take that!
How'd you like that? Damn.
You'll never get me.
Alright. Awesome.
I'm here.
Ah, there's more. Rubble and corpse. Skins, outcast corpse. Oh look, a promised land apprentice journal. Oh, it's that guy's apprentice. We should go take that back. Let's see what else is here. Ooh, more corpses! Oh, a mine. I'll get that in a moment. I just looted that. Corpse. Arrested sentry droid. I don't remember that. Okay. I'll just leave it alone. Yay, mines! It's mine. This side is clear. Let's drop off this journal before we explore the other side. Hey, dude. Dude. Mission seems rather distant. Maybe you should talk to her. Let's speak to Mission.
Hey there. What can I do for you?
I want to know a little more about you, Mission.
Really? You want to know about me? Nobody's ever really been interested in me before. What do you want to know?
Why are you wearing those ridiculous head pieces other than I put them on? How did you and Zalbaar hook up?
Big Z's my family, you know? My parents, well, I guess they're dead. It was just me on my own until the day I saw Zalbaar in the lower city. I could tell right away he was in trouble. This was before the gang wars were out of hand. But even then, the Vulkars were scum. A few of them were hassling Big Z, trying to pick a fight, but he wasn't looking for trouble.
Who would want to pick a fight with a Wookiee?
Hey, nobody said the Vulkars were smart, but there were 3 of them, so maybe they figured they could handle him. I don't know. Anyway, I don't like the Vulkars at the best of times. And when I saw them picking on this poor Wookiee, all alone on a strange planet, overwhelmed by the big city, I just lost it. I screamed out, "Leave him alone, you KotOR slimes!" and charged right at them. Well, one of them saw me coming and slapped me so hard he just about knocked me cold.
You're lucky he didn't fry you with a blaster.
Hey, I don't need a lecture from you. You ain't my mother. I knew what I was doing. Those Vulkars didn't scare me. They're nothing but cowards. I knew how to deal with them. Of course, I never got the chance. I guess Zalbaar didn't like seeing me get smacked around. He let out this howl and yanked that Vulkar a meter up off the ground and held him there by his throat.
What did the other 2 Vulkars do?
The other 2 screamed and ran off. Can't say I blame them. The first time you see an angry Wookiee up close, it isn't a pretty sight. I thought Zalbaar was gonna rip that punk's arms off and beat him to death with his own fists. The Vulkar was so scared, he fainted. Or maybe it was Big Z's breath just knocked him out. I keep telling Zalbaar to brush those choppers of his, but he never listens. Just stay upwind when he's speaking and you'll be fine. Anyway, I knew those Vulkars would be back with friends, so I grabbed Zalbaar and we took off. Ever since then, we've been a team. We look out for each other, you know?
How did Zalbaar end up on Paris?
He was fleeing some kind of trouble back on Kashyyyk. That's all I know, really. Big Z doesn't like to talk about it. In case you didn't notice, he's the strong, silent type. Doesn't much matter to me, though. I accept him for what he is, not what he was. Me and Zalbaar like to live in the present.
How did you survive before Zalbaar?
Hey, what's that supposed to mean? You think I can't take care of myself? I've got street smarts. I know how to get by on my own. In fact, I look out for Zalbaar more than he looks out for me, you know? Big Z is a little bit too gullible to make it alone on the mean streets of the lower city.
We should get back to the task at hand.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Like I used to tell my brother, fast talk and slick words don't get the job done.
I didn't know you had a brother.
My brother's a touchy subject, you know? It just so happens I don't really feel like talking about him right now. Nothing personal. Let's just get back to the business at hand, okay?
Okay, I know the memes is Carth. I don't want to talk about it, but everybody says I don't want to talk about it. Okay, let's go look for the old man again. Now that mission's done talking about it. Roku!
Greetings once more, Upworlder. Do you bring news of my apprentice? Have you discovered her fate and proved yourself to be a true savior of my people?
Your apprentice is dead. I have her journal.
It is as I feared, then. She joins the list of those who have given their lives in the service of our cause. But though I am saddened by this news, there is yet hope. By finding my apprentice, you have proved yourself worthy, Upworlder. You are to be the beacon on our path to salvation. You will guide us to the promised land.
Guide you, but I don't even know where the promised land is.
You are marked, Upworlder. Even my dim old eyes can see the mantle of destiny that cloaks you. Perhaps old Rookhill knows you better than you know yourself. I am old. I have lived 100 years in the Undercity, cast down into the darkness. I know the legends and history of our people. and now you must learn it too.
Very well. Tell me the history of your people.
The great city of Taris covers the entire surface of this planet. There is no land to grow food. Kelp harvests and the creatures of the sea are our only food source. A century ago, rising levels of toxic pollution poisoned the oceans, and famine swept the planet. The rich hoarded food for their own use, and the poor were left to starve and die.
From what I've seen of Taris, it doesn't look like much has changed. Except for the upper city, people here are just as bad off as the poor in your little history.
But the poor rose up against this tyranny, and civil war engulfed the planet. Millions died in the fighting, and huge sections of Taris were destroyed or abandoned. The rebellion was crushed in the end. Thousands were taken prisoner. The jails could not hold them all, and so the practice of banishing all prisoners to the Undercity was born.
Oh, she's going to her movement. She's upset that I'm is that how you came to be down here?
Many brave men and women were banished here to the Undercity for their part in the rebellion. People like my father and grandfather were cast down, along with their families.
What did you expect? If they could get away with it, the Teresian nobles would stuff their own mothers down here to make more room in the upper city.
Now we live a dark existence beneath the streets of Taris, a life devoid of all hope but one, the Promised Land, and you will be the one to show us the way to get there.
But how can I lead you to the Promised Land if I don't even know what it is?
Legends tell of a self-sufficient colony founded just before the famine and lost during the Civil War. A paradise beneath the Undercity where droid servants tend to every need. For many years I searched for the Promised Land, just as my grandfather and father did before me. When I became old and gray, my apprentice continued the search on my behalf.
Sounds like a myth to me. Something to give the people here some false hope to cling to so they don't go mad with despair.
I have collected many clues hinting at its location. The journal of my apprentice provides yet more information. But still, there are too many pieces missing from this puzzle. But I know my father and grandfather each had journals where they recorded their own discoveries. Perhaps with their journals, I could at last uncover its hidden location.
Want me to find these missing journals?
I have nothing to offer if you help me in this. I hope the knowledge that you are helping the entire village escape a life of darkness and suffering is reward enough.
Don't worry, Rico. I'll find those journals.
It is many decades since my father set out on his journey, but I remember he was eager to explore the sewers. You might want to begin your search there. I wish you luck in your quest, Upworlder. The future survival of this village, of my people, depends on you.
What do you know? We're headed to the sewers anyway. Let's go ahead and save, just in case. Okay. Alrighty. Going on an adventure in the sewers, and there's a cat looking at me like she's mad. There they are. Oh, we should have healed while we were there. Oops.
Huh?
Carth, why are you all the... Really, Carth? Maybe... since Carth is still here...
Uh-huh.
Heal. Oh no. Dang it! Didn't work.
What?
Well, that didn't work out very well. Dang it, Carth, why'd you sabotage this? Didn't you like my cat song?
I saw you talking with Rukel. He told you his legends about the Promised Land, didn't he?
Nope.
He told you all about his missing apprentice and the other lost explorers, right? You know, most people don't believe his stories. They figure he's nothing but an old cook. But I think there might be some truth in what he's saying. That's why I want to stop him.
Okay, Carth, you done good. You done good. You saved Mission and Gwen by magically teleporting them over to the Autotalk guy. Stop him! What are you talking about?
For an outcast, I've got things pretty good. The village relies on me to bring in food and supplies. I'm an important man. If it wasn't for Gendar, I'd be running this place.
I get the feeling if it wasn't for Gendar, this place would be a lot worse off than it is.
But if Rukel ever finds his Promised Land, I'm sunk. People won't need to rely on me anymore. I'll just be another nobody like all the rest of the villagers. I won't let that happen.
That's horrible! How can you be so self-centered?
Don't judge me. I learned a long time ago that if I want to survive down here, I've got to look out for number one. The two explorers who went searching for the Promised Land might have found something. They might have found clues or evidence, just like Rukel's apprentice. They would have recorded that information in their journals. I'll pay you if you bring all 3 journals to me. The 2 from the explorers and the 1 from Rukel's apprentice. Then I can destroy the evidence and make sure nobody ever finds the Promised Land. I've saved up enough credits for my business here to make it worth your while if you help me.
Forget it. I won't betray Rukel in the village for you.
Don't be a fool. I'm the only one here who can pay you for those journals. Rukel has nothing. He won't be able to come up with any kind of reward. Once you have all 3 journals, just bring them to me and I'll give you a decent reward. Now, was there something else you needed?
I need you to stop talking to me. I'll be going now.
Yeah, okay. You'll come back and see me if you want a deal.
Well then, Carth to the rescue. Sorry, I spoke out of turn, Carth. Disengage. Now let's go see the healer.
Back again.
There we go. Much better. Let me cat keep looking at the ceiling like there's something there. Okay. Earth's there this time. Excellent. Mission's also there. Excellent.
Now
How'd you like that?
Take that!
Now that's...
Oh. Okay. Sith corpse. Sith soldier corpse. Ooh, yeah. Oh, we found the rat glow serum! Blaster rifle, combat suit, med pack, team sweater, get items. Raccool serum. Another corpse. Get its med pack. Never popped into the med packs. What this? Corpse is unlootable. Dang it. Skeleton corpse. Parts. Oh, since we found the Raccool serum. Can't use it then. Oh, hi there, Raccools.
What? I'm here. Oh!
Damn.
Oh! Now that must have
Carth leveled up. This stuck Raccool. There we go. Corpse. Awesome. Carth's poison will wear off soon enough. Carth's a soldier. He's tanky, right? More tanky than two squishy scoundrels. Time to go heal up, deliver the serum. Or not delivering the serum. To the upper city yet, but we can go heal those people off the way. Mission again! Mission seems rather distant. Use your doctor, or mission is just a chat box. Speak to mission.
Hey there, what can I do for you?
I want to talk to you about your brother.
I was a little snappish when we last talked. I'm sorry about that. I get a little touchy when it comes to Griff. It's kind of embarrassing telling people about him.
Embarrassing? Why?
It's complicated. Griff wasn't the most popular guy. He had his faults. But I still loved him, you know? Sometimes people don't understand. I never knew my parents. My brother always looked out for me. He's the one who brought me here to Tars. I was just a kid, only 5. But I remember the trip, if you could call it that. We were stuffed inside a packing crate in a starfreighter's cargo hold with just enough food and water to make the trip. Not exactly first class, you know?
You were stowaways?
I don't know the whole story. I was pretty young, but my brother owed a lot of money. Might even have been a few arrest warrants out for him, I don't know. The only way to get off the planet was to smuggle ourselves out. I mean, I don't want to make it sound like we were criminals. Well, maybe my brother was. See, this is why I don't like to talk about it. It makes Griff sound worse than he really was. My brother had his problems, but he always looked out for me.
What kind of problems did your brother have?
He gambled and drank, and he was always borrowing money for his latest get-rich-quick scheme. But he had a good heart, you know? He taught me how to survive, showed me how to slice into a computer security system, how to get inside a locked building without the entrance codes, and how to spot a wealthy mark for a quick shell game.
Pretty handy skills to have.
Yeah, Griff did right by me. I really miss him since he left. I keep hoping he'll come back someday. He promised me he would.
It doesn't sound like he's big on keeping promises.
Why do you gotta go putting my brother down like that? That's just mean. Besides, it wasn't his idea to leave. He fell in with a bad crowd. It's all Lena's fault. She's the one who took him from me. Just batted those long lashes at him and off he went.
Who's Lena?
I don't want to talk about Griff and Lena. Just the thought of that space tramp makes my blood boil. Subject's closed as far as I'm concerned. If I'm gonna be any help to you, I can't be worrying about my brother running off with some intergalactic skank. So is there something else you need?
Strong words, Mission. Nothing ever mind.
Okay, have it your way.
Well then. Missions is quite the chatterbox. Usually I don't kind of talk this soon.
Back again.
Breath serum to cure the Rakghoul disease.
Your offer is generous, Upworlder, but the serum is useless to us now. The villagers infected with the Rakghoul disease have been quarantined beyond this gate. At any moment, they could be transformed into terrible monsters. Nobody would be foolish enough to risk going into the pens to give them the cure. The infected ones could transform into Rakghouls and attack them at any moment.
So you'll just leave the infected ones to die? You're a coward.
I can't help the infected ones. They have to die so that the rest of the village can live. I accept this. If you think that makes me a coward, so be it.
I'm going through the gates to try to help those infected ones.
I can't stop you from going through the gates, Upworlder, but if the infected ones have already transformed into Rakghouls, you'll be walking into your grave.
Want to bet? I have plot armor.
Please, help us. We're infected with the Rakghoul disease. At any moment we could... no! This cannot be... No!
Space zombies! Okay, when you take the top one, Mission, you take the middle. Carth, you take the other side. Okay.
There.
Oh, that was short.
Take
Ooh.
that!
I did not. Sorry. Zombies and no. Okay, Mission, level up. Was not fast enough to do that with Carth. I don't want to have to renew stuff. I'm gonna do it for the sake of it. Demolitions, awareness, security. 2 points left. Let's put it in G. Okay. Thanks. I want to stick it back. Let's give her more blaster rifle stuff since she's using them. Okay. Accept. I'm gonna do it quick soon. Save game. Because I don't want to have to start back. Oi! Ah, they can't pass. You shall not pass. Ah, poison got me. Load game. That's why we did that. Load. Ooh, that was terrifying. I hate space zombies.
Yeah! Take that! Take that! Take that!
There we go. Let's go talk to the healer.
Back again.
I'm in need of healing. Heal me. Oh, didn't he
I'm here.
poison? Lame. Okay, permissions poisoned aware. There we go. Okay, you're blocking the door, Carth.
Ready.
I'm here.
Please, please, you have to help us. We beg you. We don't want to end up like the others. Please help us. We can't end up like them.
Carth, don't worry, I'm here to help you.
You'll help us? Oh, bless you, Upworlder, bless you. But you must hurry. We have the rat ghoul disease. It is only a matter of time until we are transformed into terrible creatures, like those who attacked you when you first came into the pen. It is too late for them. Soon it will be too late for us, and we will transform into those horrible rat ghouls ourselves.
I brought you a serum to cure the rat ghoul disease.
You have a cure? Please give it to me, please, quickly, before it's too late.
Here, take the serum. I've enough for both of you.
Quickly, I must inject it before it is too late. Yes, I feel it working. I feel the disease burning away. It's like a miracle. I am cured. Thank you, Upworlder. You have saved us from a fate worse than death. I only wish I had some reward to give you. Maybe you can find something worthwhile in the wreckage of that Republic escape pod.
Not likely. Republic escape pod? What are you talking about?
Not long ago, an escape pod crashed in the Undercity, far to the northeast of the village. We were going to try and salvage equipment from it, but we were attacked by the rat ghouls and infected. I'd tell you more if I could, but our salvage team never reached the pod. It's probably still there, unless some of the other Upworlders already found it and picked it clean. We should go now, Upworlder. We're anxious to return to the village and see our families again. Thank you once again for everything you've done.
Let's take points game. Anything worthwhile in here? Nope. Okay. Make sure everyone's behind me. Yes, good. And my Carth taking us towards Shalina.
Hello again. I'm glad you came back. It's kind of neat to speak to someone from the surface world. Is there anything I can do for you? Oh, okay. Well, if you ever need anything or if...
Oh, that was an accident. Sorry. I changed the settings on my trackpad and I meant to tap with this clip. To the sewers. How are we on time? To the sewers for our weapons. Sewer entrance. Okay, let's save down here because space zombies. Oh, okay. What's going on? What did I do? Oh, there we go. Okay. It's normal again. I don't know what that was. Probably would have explained it with the tutorial dialogue that popped up, but I can't be bothered with that.
Now that must be...
Ah!
What?
How'd you like that?
Gwen. Get up, Gwen.
What?
Eh. How close? 2:45. We'll tough it out. And it's computer spike. Sewer door. Oh,
You there, civilian. This is a restricted area. What are you doing down here?
look, I have proper security papers, or I don't like your tone.
My tone? I'm leading a patrol through the reeking sewers under constant attack from mutants and rogue droids, and you have a problem with my tone. I'm going to ask you one last time, civilian. What are you doing down here?
Look, I've got all the proper security papers.
Papers? Don't wave those in my face. Anyone can forge papers. Well, call me crazy, but I'm suspicious of anyone wandering around in these sewers, even if they have papers. Unless you want me to take you in for questioning, you better tell me what you're doing down here.
Back off, or I'll report you for interfering with my mission.
Hey, settle down. I don't want any trouble with the commander.
Power of
But you
persuasion.
can't blame me for being on edge after getting stuck with an assignment like this. Wandering around these stinking sewers under constant attack from Rakghouls. We've already run out of Rakghoul serum. Plus, I heard we lost one of our patrols in the Undercity.
Just follow your orders and keep searching.
You don't have to tell me my orders. I'm a patrol leader. I know what's expected of me and my men. Come on, boys. Let's get out of here. The sooner we get this search done, the sooner we can get out of these filthy tunnels. Move out!
Yay, Gwen! Alright. We're gonna... What is that? The smoke detector's going off? I guess that's... I guess that's where I can end this episode so I can see these smoke detectors. Well, thank you for tuning in. I will see you next time. I'll probably record another episode as soon as I do the smoke detector. Yeah. Until next time, bye!